But the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating final in Colorado Springs as we await the men's short program. Evgeny Plushenko. He is the world champion, the lone Russian in the field, in a class by himself. Plushenko is a powerful blend of charisma and consistency. Michael Weiss, an American with star-spangled ambition and a blue-collar work ethic. Canada's Emmanuel Sandhu, dark, mysterious, a gifted skater. When he's on, he can light up the ice. And the men's warm-up is underway, and there are only 5 skaters on the ice. With the last-minute withdrawal of Canada's Jeffrey Buttle, case of food poisoning or stomach flu, whatever it was, it just sapped him of his energy.
A look at the world champ, Evgeny Plushenko. He's been struggling with a knee injury all year, torn meniscus. But even so, Paul, he's yet to be pushed or challenged by anybody in the field.
Well, he certainly has to feel confident. But you've got a situation here where we've got the top 6 men in the Grand Prix circuit all in this competition, and he certainly will feel some pressure.
Michael Weiss, I don't think this scoring system does him any favors.
Well, he's certainly in a situation where his technique is going to catch up with him under this scoring system. He's not exactly developed a consistent quad. He's downgraded his combination in his short program, so it really has created an environment where he can't make a mistake if he wants to do well.
Emmanuel has not had a great season so far, however. This is kind of a bonus, the fact that he's here replacing Timothy Gable. I think he's looking at this as a second chance.
I think the best thing for Emmanuel at this competition is that he's here on such short notice. He hasn't had time to think about it. He hasn't had time to realize what he's in against, and we'll see how he handles it.
So this is the order of skate, and the Canadian, Emmanuel Sandhu, will go first. He was ranked 8th after the Grand Prix season, but gets the number 5 spot. Opportunity
Canada,
knocking for the young man from Vancouver. Emmanuel Sandhu, the 2-time Canadian champion from 2001 and this year. His best performances on the Grand Prix circuit this season, a 4th at Skate Canada, a personal best for him, and 5th in the Cup of China. Last-minute replacement for American Tim Gable, who pulled out with skate problems.
And it's worth noting that the 7th qualifier, Joubert from France, was offered the opportunity to come to this competition, but his national championships immediately followed this and felt that the transatlantic travel time change would not do him well. So he passed, thus Emmanuel got the invite.
He'll open with his 2 big-ticket, high-risk items, the quad toe, triple toe combination, and then the triple axel to follow.
This will be an element that will get scored for both the quad and the triple toe loop. The turn in between isn't as serious as maybe it once was. He's still going to score some big points for that.
Here's the triple axel. Timing is critical here on the takeoff for him, and he does it, nails it. And that's a big step for him to come back from a mistake in the first element and nail that triple axel. That's huge. Hold on to his focus here for the triple Lutz. Yes.
Excellent speed maintained through that circular step sequence.
Great positions attained on that camel change camel. And that's where Emmanuel is going to really score big points. Here's his straight line step. He considers this the most difficult footwork sequence he's ever done. combination spin has a very high level difficulty, so level 3. Original and many different positions are attained here.
Excellent. I watched him facially throughout this entire performance. I think for the first time there was a degree of focus and concentration about him that I haven't seen him display ever before.
Well, he did not become unglued after that first element, and that is the key for him, to keep the focus.
You're going to see in this combination he develops a lean. Outside there's no way he's going to check out of that jump. But he perseveres, retains his focus and balance, and gets the second triple jump up into the air. He has excellent position, excellent line through all of his spins. This was his final combination spin, one of the best we're going to see here tonight.
Well, he found out he was skating here today just 3 or 4 days ago. With nothing to lose, he's come in and looked very confident and focused.
Sitting with his coach, Joanne McLeod, who has persevered with Emmanuel. The woman must be given full credit for her perseverance with this young man.
Oh, look at these numbers. 40.30 in technical elements, 35.25 in program components, for a short program total of 75.55.
The benchmark for a short program in the men appears to be around the 80 mark. So anytime you're getting up close to 80, you know you've laid a good program down.
Well, he set the benchmark. Here's Song Gao of China, a gold medalist in the 2000 Junior Grand Prix final, but he has not competed much outside of Asia since winning that title.
I think many of us expected to see Xinjiang Li here, who's one of the top Chinese men, yet this young man was the most consistent over the season and has earned himself a spot here. He too will open with his quad triple combination. Excellent quad toe, great deep knee bend and the triple toe. Very well done.
Second element is the triple axel. Oh, and he just barely hangs on to that.
You can immediately see the difference between this young man and Emmanuel in terms of the quality of presentation between the major elements.
And that falls into the program components under transitions.
So strong jumps, but not enough presence.
It's a good example of the second mark being comprised of choreography, transitions, interpretation, presentation, and skating skills. And when you watch Emmanuel skate and you watch Song Gao skate, you can see a noticeable difference between the two men in those aspects of their performance. But the kid can jump. Excellent triple Lutz jump.
The great thing about the new system now is that after a skater competes, they can look at the scoring sheet laid out right in front of them, and they can see exactly where it is they need to improve their skating.
Song Gao of China, skating out of Beijing, 4th this year in Cup of China, 3rd at NHK. and his first appearance here in a Grand Prix final.
This was an outstanding opening combination. Excellent speed. Love the display of control after that first quad to get in position for the second jump. Little bit of an unorthodox axle technique, the way he dips that left shoulder on the takeoff.
You're going to see a big difference in the marks that he gets for program components compared to that of a manual. Remember, a manual got 35.25, so we'll see how that compares.
The technical score for this performance.
Well, the score to beat is 75.55 by Sandhu, and this won't do it. 38.14 in technical elements. And there's that program components you were talking about, Barb. 30.75, almost 5 points fewer than Emmanuel Sandhu. So Song Gao, the second skater, is ranked second in the short program for men, as we take a look at some of the sample elements and how they score the men's program.
Well, you can see that even in this new code of points system, the combination is the highest marked element. It's worth the most points should it be done successfully. But again, you can't ignore any other aspect of the program, because they're all points that you want to pick up along the way.
Here's Kevin van der Perren from Belgium. 2002 World Junior silver medalist, only the second Belgian skater to win an ISU medal since Fernand Leemans back in 1947 when he took a bronze. So he's a big name in a country not well represented in this sport.
Well, Kevin really burst onto the scene in Salt Lake City. He had an outstanding performance there that not everyone got to see, but those of us who did said this is a young man who's going somewhere, and here he is at the Grand Prix final.
Very nice. Triple-ut, triple loop. Kevin does not have a quad, and he struggles with the triple axle, but that says something about the new scoring system, that you can get this far without a quad jump now.
Hangs on to the landing of that triple flip jump.
And he's skating on a bad knee. He withdrew from Skate Canada last year after re-aggravating that patella knee injury. He needs surgery, but he says the recovery would take 7 months, so he's putting that off until after the season.
He executes a good double axle, but the system of scoring that we're using is going to immediately lower his technical mark because he's executed a jump of a lesser degree of difficulty.
Kevin van der Perren of Belgium, a 21-year-old who splits his training now between the United States and his homeland with a pretty solid skate.
His reaction at the conclusion of this performance tells you how pleased he is with it. His opening combination went well, triple-triple combination. Throughout the program, he delivers a high degree of performance value.
but not a high degree of difficulty.
May we please have the judges'
His
scores
double
for
axel
Kevin
was worth
Van
3.3
Buren
points,
from
whereas the
Belgium,
triple
whose
axel is worth
planned technical
7.5, so
score
that's over
was
4 points.
30.30.
Again, Sandhu is the man to beat, posting a 75.55. The first skater today. Kevin sitting with his coach, Nikolai Morozov. Very
The
athletic
technical score for this
figure
performance
skater,
was
Van der Perren.
33.30.
And here are the numbers. 67.15 will leave him third overall.
33.85.
He's 7 points back from Emmanuel on the technical
The
element.
total segment score for the short program is
So 33.30 in technical elements, 33.85 in program components, and a third place standing for the young Belgian skater.
Is third.
When we come back, we'll talk about young Jeff Buttle, a picture of dejection this week in practice, unable to skate because of illness. As Jeffrey Buttle withdrew from competition, suffering from a stomach ailment. With more, here's Paul.
I'm here with Lee Barkell, coach of Jeffrey Buttle, who, Lee, has unfortunately had to withdraw from the competition. You must be fairly crushed.
Well, we're both definitely disappointed, especially with coming off of a strong win at NHK, a good event at Detroit. Jeff unfortunately got very ill when we arrived here. We've done our practices, tried to get him through it, but right now physically just doesn't have the strength.
He's probably an individual who would desperately want to be out there. Did you make the decision in conjunction with him, or did he just simply say to you, Lee, I can't go?
Well, it was a mutual decision. Certainly got his thoughts on it, and definitely my gut feeling was that he definitely could not do it tonight.
Hope he gets well soon, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
This was the scene earlier this week in Colorado Springs as Jeff Buttle attempted to practice. Obviously pale and suffering from fatigue, there was little jump left in this young Canadian. As Coach Lee Barkell said, this Grand Prix final held so much promise for Jeff, especially after he won the NHK event. A disappointing day for a skater who has all the makings of the heir apparent in Canadian men's figure skating.
Training in Barrie here at Mariposa is just when you walk into the rink, you know that you're in good hands. And you know that if you put in the effort and the hard work, you have the team, the coaches, the choreographers, spin coaches, everyone is here that will help you excel to be the best in the world. Probably when I first started training there and skating on the sessions, I would probably spend about half of my session looking at all the names and all the first and the seconds that they received, and I think that is something that I always wanted to get, and I wanted my name up there on a billboard, and it's something so small, but it pushes you, and you just realize how much history there is at the Mariposa School of Skating. Now that I'm going to U of T, I'm doing part-time, so I'm able to skate as well. It's a hectic schedule, so I'm taking it slowly, but I'm not getting lost.
Just really try to accent that second part for the footwork.
He definitely has lots on his plate. Sometimes he has to step back, make sure again it is the proper balance. Sometimes if it means taking a couple of days off skating or school, that's fine.
Yeah, that was better. That was a lot better. How'd that let you feel?
By believing in Lee, I feel more confident that I will improve.
Keep the rhythm into it and patient and under. Anything else you want to do? Or
Obviously I wouldn't be here if I didn't feel that way.
a few walkthroughs of the toe?
I think what he's able to bring is almost a balance to my skating. Whenever I'm struggling or having trouble and I'm feeling a bit uptight, he's able to notice that because we've been training together for so long. He is very understanding of who I am and, my weaknesses and strengths.
His biggest strength, I think, is that he really enjoys skating. He likes to perform in front of the people. He's definitely a perfectionist, which is good, but it can also be a little bit of a detriment at times.
And I'm a perfectionist, and I think that's what makes me who I am. Sometimes it can be seen as a disadvantage, and my coach and I are trying to work on, channeling that characteristic in a good way.
So Jeff Buttle will not get to challenge the world champion on this day. Evgeny Plushenko of Russia is still ahead. We'll see him when we come back to Colorado Springs. Is the current leader in the men's short program with 2 skaters to come in Colorado. This is the lone American in the Grand Prix final field, Michael Weiss,
Here is
out of Reston, Virginia, who has been bedridden all week with the flu but has dragged himself out to skate here today. A 2-time world bronze medalist and a U.S. champion in '99 and 2000.
He may not feel the altitude so much here in this short program, considering he's been sick.
Michael has left his quad behind this year, subscribing to the theory that better to do a lower level well than a higher level poorly. But he's opting to do a triple combination, triple flip, triple toe instead of the quad. Triple flip, triple toe. That's worth 10 base marks, a base value of 10, whereas a quad combination has a base value of 12.5. Not that much difference.
That's one of the arguments that many have said, that this new system doesn't quite give the quad the credit that it should have, considering how difficult it is.
Quite a lean on that triple axel. That was a good save.
There's a situation where, yes, he did the triple axel, but a judge will now grade it up 3 points or down 3 points. And if I'm sitting on the panel, I'm sort of nudging that jump down at least 1 point because of the poor quality of the landing.
So when you say the quad isn't valued as high as it should be, would it be like a field goal in football being worth 5 points and a touchdown 6? So
why go for it?
Why go for it?
Exactly.
And that's some of the tweaking that'll need to be done at the end of this season.
Michael won at Skate America this year for the first time. To go with a 3rd in Lalique and a 4th at the Cup of Russia. Well, for someone who's been grounded by the flu, that was pretty darn good.
Pretty solid performance from Michael, aside from that one jump, the triple axel.
From the United States,
I thought he carried good
Michael
energy and good
Weiss.
speed throughout the program. Here's that opening triple flip, triple toe combination. You see the confidence exuded on the landing there. Here was his triple Lutz. Like the axel, not as solid a landing as he's capable of,
From the United
but he
States,
got the job done.
whose planned technical score
Michael Weiss
was
of the United States with his choreographer and
33.70.
wife, Lisa Thornton Weiss.
The technical score for this
Mother of
performance
his 2 children.
was 37.
And look at these numbers. 37.88, 35.45, and a short program score of 73.33, putting him
And the
just
total
behind
Sandman score
Emmanuel
for the
Sandu
short
of Canada and
is
into 2nd place
73.33.
overall in the short program.
So there's around 2 points between Michael and Emmanuel at this point. The bulk of it reflected in that first mark because of the downgraded degree of difficulty of Michael's program.
Now the two-time world champion and three-time Grand Prix final champion from Russia, Evgeny Plushenko, a model of consistency and a skater who delivers under pressure. But he too is skating on an injured right knee, a torn meniscus that is badly swollen.
Opening with the quad toe, triple toe combination. No!
And what a critical error that is. By going for the quad, which is worth 8 points, and falling on it, he will be deducted automatically 3 points, which gets him down to 5, and absolutely no credit for the second jump in the combination.
Very on top of that triple axel, though. Good difficulty on this circular step sequence, turning both ways.
Evgeny Plushenko is 3 for 3 this year on the Grand Prix circuit, and he has won handsomely.
This footwork sequence picks up speed as he goes, and the judges will take that into consideration when they're judging the grade of execution.
A sign of a champion is someone who never quits. And although he had the fall on the quad off the top of this performance, the rest of it was delivered as we would expect of him. High degree of intensity, solid performance, and he gave you the feeling that even with that mistake, he was bound and determined to make sure that he's still in the hunt going into the free skate.
Yes, what a comeback for Evgeny Plushenko, the two-time world champion.
Here's the opening quad attempt. You're going to see this jump doesn't get up high enough for him to complete his rotation before he makes contact with the ice. When the detailed score comes up, we're going to find out whether the technical specialist deemed that a quad or a triple, because remember, under rotation will downscale the jump. This is his triple Lutz, good height, full of confidence, take that.
It was almost as though he got really mad after he fell, and he just wanted to make sure he wasn't going to miss anything else.
Well, he's a perfectionist, we all know that. And you're right, the look on his face was a determined one. The comeback after the early mishap. Sandhu sits in first place, 75.55, and the world champion has moved past him. 37.70 for technical elements, 40.55 in program components, and a short program score of 78.25 and the lead. So Evgeny Plushenko has the lead, but for the first time this year, there's not much comfort there. Canada's Emmanuel Sandhu is within striking distance, just 2.7 points behind, and he's standing by with Paul.
Thanks, Mark. here with Emmanuel, who's second after the short program. Let's start before the event even started. What was your reaction when you got a phone call that you were in?
I was, well, I won't tell you exactly what I said, but I was pretty much in shock, and I was really, really excited. I was just floored. I mean, this feels like I'm going to my first World Championship, because I've never done this before, and, you know, it's the top skaters in the world, so it's really cool.
Do you feel that coming in here on short notice with no real time to even think about it was something in your favor?
Well, I'll tell you what. After coming back from Cup of China, my training, I stepped it up about 200%, so in terms of training, I couldn't have been more ready. So for me, I look at it as sort of a good karma thing, sort of a trade-off for training so well in an early Christmas gift. So I was ready to come in here. So the fact that I got a call was just perfect, you know.
Let's talk about the performance, your reaction to it.
The performance was a struggle. It was a bit of a fight, but I got through it, and that's what I needed to do.
A buoyant Emmanuel Sandhu in second place after the men's short program here at the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final in Colorado Springs. A day of surprises here in Colorado at the Grand Prix final. Let's start with Canada's Emmanuel Sandhu. He took full advantage, Barb, of his chance, his opportunity to skate as a substitute in this championship.
And I just hope he takes full advantage of the opportunity that awaits him tomorrow in the long program, because he really has the chance to win this event. He's looked very strong, he's looked very focused, very serious here this week. He's skating probably the best he's ever skated. That, combined with the fact that Evgeny Plushenko is not at his best, he's been hampered by an injury, I think the door is open for Emmanuel to step through.
Paul, there were gasps in this World Arena when the American favorite Sasha Cohen went down on her first jump, and many people are surprised she's not leading after dominating all year.
They're surprised because she's been so unbelievably consistent throughout the entire season. She mentioned that she didn't come in because she wanted to stay at home and train. I think that was a bit of a mistake. I think every skater has to get in no matter what rink they're in to get acclimatized with it, and I felt the performance, she just didn't look comfortable, and Fumiya Seguri came through with a brilliant performance, solid in every regard, and she's in the driver's seat now.
Well, they'll crown the ISU Grand Prix champions for this year tomorrow afternoon. Stay with us. We'll have the free skate programs at 3 local time here at the World Arena in Colorado Springs. For Emmanuel Sandhu, he has reason to celebrate today and to anticipate a chance to step onto the podium tomorrow. For Barb and Paul, I'm Mark Lee. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon from Colorado.
Well, that's it for us from